Hey guys, Dr. Ben here. Let's talk about health tips and all the things that you can do to get your body optimized. We know in today's day and age, stressors everywhere, jobs and cars and kids and COVID and presidents and whatever you want to stress about, whatever is going to hit you is going to hit you. And yet there's things that you can do day in and day out to give your body the ability to be as healthy, as metabolically flexible, to stimulate that immune system, to get your body working in such a way that you're able to handle anything that comes at you. And that's really what this page is all about. That's what we're trying to get you to, is get you to that point where you can handle, if you've had an autoimmune condition, and you can handle bringing it back down and being able to keep that down. If you've had COVID, if you've had a gut thing, if you've had any of these things, how can you keep those down? How can you stabilize your body in such a way that you're going to be able to fight these things off no matter what comes at you? So thanks for being on, everybody. Pop down below where you're watching from. Love to see all over the country, all over the world. And then give some ideas, give some thoughts. If you've got some things that you're like, you know what? I started doing this one thing and it was a game changer. Put it down below, because we've got a community here. We've got people, hey Susan, great to see you. We've got a community of very intelligent people all over the world that are doing different things. I don't have all the answers, you don't have all the answers, but we've got a community. Hey Carrie there in Maui, great to see you. So we've got to always be helping each other, supporting each other to get more ideas. So here we go. These are the top health things, the top health tips that you're not doing. These are things that we should all be doing, but a lot of people are not. We're either not taking the time, we're not putting the energy in, focusing on ourselves, we're putting everything else first, but that is what happens for a lot of people. So great having you on. Also, if you haven't done so, there's a little bell up in the upper corner here if you're watching this. If you hit that, it will remind you or give you an alert when we do go live. So love having you guys on. All right, so here's our list. This is things that I love to do. I love to get a thought on. Leaky gut diet once a year. Yeah, that is a great idea. Working through that. We've all got, pretty much all got leaky gut. We've all had antibiotics, all had a lot of damage. So it's a great idea there. So here we go. One of the basic ones that you can do, ironically, you're watching me on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, and hey Sharon, good to see you. And digital fasting. Digital fasting is probably one of the best things that you guys can possibly do. And so what this means is each and every day, each and every week, whatever you want to do, you could do an entire day and say, I am not going to look at my phone. I'm not going to look at the internet. I'm not going to look at Facebook or TikTok or whatever we call it doom scrolling, just going through. And you're going to take that time. And so that could be, I'm not going to do that until 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm not going to do that all day on Saturday. Whatever it is, take that time to shut down from that information. This is something we see all the time. 100 years ago, you could pick between like 3 cars. You could marry Susie down the road or Betsy up the road, and that was it. You could be a teacher or a nurse, or you could take over your dad's business. Whatever it is, we had very limited decisions to make. And in today's day and age, we are inundated. So much data, it's data overload coming in nonstop. So taking that time and shutting it down digitally is huge. And that goes, kind of the theme of a lot of these things is that, you don't have to go out and live in your tiny house in the middle of the woods, and yet we are inundated all the time. We're just connected nonstop. And so to unplug is a huge bonus for the body. So on that same note, a day of Sabbath. So not just from digital, but a day of Sabbath where you actually rest. And we were designed to rest, to take a day off, to take 4-hour block. If you've got a Friday afternoon off from 1 to 4, just shut it down, until you get back home or whatever it is. Go out to the woods, go by the river, go into the park, and we're going to talk about some of that as well. But have a time of Sabbath where there's not a to-do list. There's not I got to catch up on this and I got to do that. Oh, I've got this free day, so now I'm going to do my whole list of everything in there. But what we look at is we've got to have this downtime. We've got to have an ability. Is anybody doing that out there? Give me a thumbs up if anybody is, and write down below what you guys do, whether that's once a week, daily, that you just shut it down over lunch or whatever it is. But we need to have downtime. There's some thumbs coming in there, and even over lunch. This is a huge time. That could be your Sabbath, where you're going out there and you're going outside and you're actually eating lunch and not going on the computer and all these other things. And hey, Angela, great to see you. Thanks for the share. So you've got to have this downtime, and that is a crucial part of rejuvenation, of your brain's going to actually regenerate. It's a lot of different things. And on that same note, you need to get out into nature. And I was just hunting with my older 2 boys this weekend, and it was just so fulfilling to be outside, walking through the woods, smelling, crunching through the leaves, all these different things. It is huge. And even if you live in New York City or San Francisco or whatever, or Lubbock, Texas, you've got to be able to get outside, go by a river, even if it's just a path, go by a lake. If there's a park, go in the park and sit under a tree. Do something so that you're smelling the flowers, you're smelling the grass, you're, even in the winter, crumpling up leaves and smelling that. When I'm out on my hikes, I grab the little spruce berries and different things and smell those, or get up on the pine tree and you can smell, it almost smells like vanilla in there. Those all are stimulating to your senses, very calming. The research shows that blood pressure goes down dramatically and cortisol goes down dramatically. That's the main fight or flight hormone when you get out into nature. So getting out daily basis, that's my Friday when I'm in town and not running around. But Fridays for me, drop the kids off to school, head up and get out into nature. It is and it's really interesting because my body starts to kind of crave it, and it's like by Thursday night comes around, it's like, good, I actually can exhale and get out, and my brain can actually shut down and just kind of be free flowing in there. So take that day of Sabbath and include a digital fasting, include that outdoor nature time. Those are all connected in there. And now we're going to go the opposite side, and we're going to rev it up a little bit. So one of the things that you may not be doing is a HIIT exercise. And this is one of those high intensity interval training, and it's very, very simple. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to have lots of equipment. You can do very simple things like doing push-ups against the wall, if that's all you can handle at first, and you can just do push-ups against the wall and some air squats. You want to start out slow. Don't go to the point where I had my wife do 100 wall balls the other day. If you know what a wall ball is, you're squatting and throwing the little medicine ball up, and her legs are still sore from that. So you don't have to start out there and have a hard time going to the bathroom and even squatting down or anything. But you want to start with, even if your knees hurt a lot, don't go all the way down then. Do a quarter squat. If you're pretty weak upper body, you can go higher on the wall, and then you'll be able to go lower, get a bench out eventually, but you're going to be able to start doing some of these things. Muscle contraction and this type of strength training is huge. The research shows even for the brain, it's one of the best things that we can do. In 6 months, when the studies showed people had greater cognition, and parts of the brain actually increased in size during that time. It was huge. So we know that that the brain is affected dramatically by this process. So you've got to get out and move, and not just movement. You've got to exercise. So again, love having you guys on. Don, pop down below where you're watching from, and we'd love to get this information out. If you've got any little hacks or tips that you are doing daily or weekly to keep your body strong and to help your body work more efficiently, effectively, everything, pop those down below. Share what you're doing with people out there. We love getting these ideas from the community out there. And then the last one that we're going to go over is sleep. And a lot of people are like, yeah, I don't get enough sleep, or my sleep stinks, or whatever it is. But there's some basic things that you need to do. Sleep is going to be one of those things that if you're not getting good sleep, your body is not going to be functioning well. Your brain's not going to be repairing. You could be doing the best HIIT workouts ever, but you're not regenerating your muscle tissue, any of these things. So you've got to get the good quality sleep. So a couple things that you need to do for your sleep. One, you need to start winding down by 8 p.m. I don't care if you're a night owl or whatever it is. Hey, Jeremy there in Georgia, good to see you. You need to start winding down. Turn your lights down low, put on your little red light. Yeah, Gina, that's great. Make friends with yourself. Forgiveness, that's a huge one. We've got to forgive ourselves. So sleep, you want to start winding it down, turning everything down. Get off your computer, get off your phone, get off your iPad, turn the TV off. Start turning it down by 8 o'clock. And by 11, it needs to be, and I'd even say like 10:30, 10:45 would be the absolute latest. In traditional Chinese medicine, the gallbladder meridian is most active between 11 and 1, and that is when that gallbladder is dumping, clearing out. A lot of people that are night owls end up having gallbladder problems. Gallbladder is rampant. People are losing their gallbladders left and right to surgery. So we've got to nourish that. From 1 to 3, the liver is most active, and that's when that's clearing out. And when you talk about emotional issues, gallbladder and liver are resentment and anger. So that's one of the biggest things that we've got for emotional issues in this country is resentment and anger, and that can lead to depression and anxiety and poor relationships and all these different things. So we've got to get that quality sleep. And then being up by 5 to 7 is when the large intestine is most active. So you need to be up and going at that time, and really making sure that your gallbladder's going. It's a great time to have bowel movements, all those different things. Hey, Lana, great to see you. I punted my gallbladder 25 years ago. So Don, you may need to be taking bile salts. Get this, people that have chronically low vitamin D, it's usually a gallbladder or bile salt issue. So if you've had vitamin D low forever and you have to take tons and tons of vitamin D, it's probably because either your gallbladder's not working or it's gone and you need more bile in there. So sleep is huge. Getting to bed by 10:30 at the latest, because by the time you get into that deep cycle for the gallbladder, and then being up between that 5 to 7. I love waking up with a 4 in it, so yes, Don, that's great. So I love waking up with a 4 in it. 4:50 right now is my wake up time. By like 9 o'clock or so, I am in bed, and it takes me about 15 seconds to fall asleep. If you don't know how long it takes, you should count, and you should be able to fall asleep within a minute. And that's a good sign that you took yourself down into that good relaxed state. Pop down below, let me know how long it takes you guys to fall asleep. And if it's under a minute, then you need to prep yourself appropriately so that you can get that good quality sleep state. So you've really got to put the time and energy in. We've all got those stressors, jobs and cars and kids and COVID and presidents and whatever you want to worry about, stress about, we've all got them, and yet life doesn't have to be that way. But if you start doing these things, taking that Sabbath day, doing digital fasting, getting out in nature, doing your HIIT workouts, and really putting that focus and energy into quality sleep, I guarantee in 6 months from now, your life will be different. So if you've got any other tips, pop them down below, share with people, give feedback, and encourage each other to take massive action in your health. So love seeing you guys, love having you on here, and we will touch base soon. Stay strong out there, guys.